warm welcome to what we hope will be a modest yet significant step on our journey towards transformative reform. This gathering offers us a space to reflect, exchange, and grow together. In today's fluid financial ecosystem, threats to integrity do not wait, they morph, shift, and multiply. Our commitment to anti money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism must be equally dynamic, rooted in continuous inquiry, active engagement, and the willingness to evolve. The timing of this forum is no coincidence. Nepal's recent experience of FATF grey listing was a wake up call, indicating that system weaknesses have real world consequences. It has also sparked a deeper resolve to strengthen our framework, rebuild with transparency, and align with global standards. Today, our presence is testament not just to Nepal's renewal, but to our shared commitment to reform. What sets this platform apart is its diversity, not only in geography, but in professional experience. We welcome supervisors from a broad range of regulatory and oversight spheres, from banking and insurance to securities, cooperatives, and beyond. Each brings a unique perspective, a distinct lens through which to view AML CFT risks. This convergence allows us to cross pollinate insights, challenge assumptions, and build a collective knowledge repertoire. Such cross sectoral engagement is not just enriching but essential. Tackling complex problems like financial crime requires a broader, more holistic approach. When we move beyond silos and embrace integrated thinking, we unlock new pathways to resilience. According to UN Office on Drugs and Crime, the estimated amount of money laundered globally in 1 year is between US dollar 800 billion and 2 trillion, which accounts for around 2 to 5% of global GDP. Tax evasion alone causes an estimated annual global loss of 312 billion, and organizations lose around 5% of annual revenue to fraud, amounting to $3.6 billion globally. The Basel AML Index ranks over 160 countries on their money laundering risk, with many developing nations scoring poorly due to weak institutional frameworks and enforcement gaps. These flows distort markets, fuel corruption, and undermine trust in institutions. In developing economies, they erode public revenue, destabilize banking systems, and divert resources from health, education, infrastructure, and similar building blocks. But it is human cost that is even more profound. Financial crime deepens the socioeconomic divide, depreciates human capital, and compromises the futures of our children and youth. Impressionable minds are increasingly exploited to be used as vehicles for laundering, recruited into illicit networks, and exposed to environments where crime masquerades as opportunity. This is perhaps the most dangerous consequence of all, when the next generation is groomed not for innovation but for manipulation. And the challenge is not confined by borders. Cross border financial crime exploits legal loopholes, regulatory gaps, jurisdictional blind spots, and technological dodges. Criminals move money across nations with speed and precision, making detection and prosecution exponentially harder. That is why robust supervision must begin as a preventive measures, not a reactive one. Early detection and intervention shape institutions, protect reputations, and avoid the far greater cost of remediation. And here, continuous learning plays a vital role. It not only empowers individuals and institutions to adapt, it also reinforces and enhances the robustness of preventive measures. Our journey towards a resilient and credible AML CFT regime has been marked by determination, collaboration, and a shared vision for institutional integrity. Yet we must also recognize the complexity of this task, particularly as we strive to uphold financial inclusion as a national imperative. Strengthening our defenses against financial crime must not come at the cost of excluding those who rely on access to formal financial services. This is a delicate balance, but one we are committed to achieving. Through risk-based supervision, inclusive regulatory design, and ongoing stakeholder engagement, we can ensure that our AML CFT efforts buttress rather than restrict inclusive growth. Moreover, the success of our AML CFT framework depends not only on the strength of our institutions, but on the breadth of our collaboration. The fight against financial crime is not confined to a single agency or sector. It is a shared responsibility that spans the entire regulatory and supervisory landscape, whether in banking, insurance, securities, cooperatives, or emerging financial technologies. Each authority plays a vital role as a first line of defense. Their vigilance, sector-specific expertise, and commitment to integrity are essential to identifying risk early and responding effectively. This cross-sectoral unity is what transforms our collective ambition into enduring resilience. I'm hopeful that the proceeding of this conference will help bridge the knowledge gap in a way that is deeply meaningful. Even incremental learning, when shared and applied, can lead to exponential impact. And I'm equally hopeful that each participant will continue to invest in their own learning journey, because in the fight against financial crime, individual growth is just as vital as institutional reform. Christine Lagarde, President of the European Central Bank and the head of IMF earlier, she had said that central banking is not just about reacting to today's risk. It's about building systems resilient enough to withstand tomorrow's uncertainty. This insight resonates deeply within AML CFT supervisory landscape in an era marked by evolving financial technologies, cross-border complexities, and increasingly sophisticated criminal networks. Our role as supervisors must transcend reactive compliance. It demands proactive pliability, readiness not only for today's threats, but for the unknowns of tomorrow. To achieve this, continuous learning is essential. It empowers supervisors to anticipate emerging risks, adapt to regulatory innovations and global standards with agility, foster cross-sectoral collaboration, and strengthen institutional memory. By embedding a culture of learning into our supervisory frameworks, we build systems that are not only compliant but capable, confident, and future-ready. The uncertainties ahead may be unpredictable, but our preparedness need not be. Together, we have the opportunity not only to strengthen Nepal's AML CFT regime, but to contribute meaningfully to a global system that protects financial integrity and upholds the dignity of individuals and communities affected by illicit finance. We are privileged to learn from erudite speakers and resource persons whose depth of experience and clarity of thought will guide, provoke, and elevate our conversations. Their contributions will help us unbundle emerging threats, whether in virtual assets, trade-based laundering, or illicit cross-border flows, and also explore mitigation tools already shaping the future of supervision. And as the conference concludes, let us each take away something meaningful, whether it be a new insight, a renewed commitment, or a partnership that will shape our work ahead. Thank you for being part of this journey. Let's begin with purpose and conclude with impact. Thank you.